Step one is you have to know who you are, what do you value, and what do you want? What are you passionate about? And in order to get there, you have to probe and try and experiment with different things, hobbies, interests, courses, training, coaching, therapy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sitting with different circles till you can trigger out what you're talented at, what you're passionate about, and then you can strive towards the goal.
They start to dip. So this guy goes, I don't need friends anymore.
Oh, wow.
I've got my only friend.
That's deep.
And she's my best friend.
The
And
problem,
Muaz-
That's problematic.
And Muaz, I don't need any more friends.
like we talked about last time, the great female Khan, she's the prize. I've reached that destination. This is now happiness. This is my life, because no one teaches us otherwise.
You're going down that avenue. You go to the extremes. Get in contact with a magician and a jinn if you want.
No,
right?
NLP
You're
is
on another level, man.
Right?
You're
What I'm saying is, like, you don't need to
Guys
go
in
down
the
there.
comments,
These
is
extremes,
hypnosis
right?
black magic? Let me get this
There
straight.
you go.
Shanika slaps you, and then you hit her back, and you rob her.
I'll take her phone off her as well, bro. Just because she had the audacity to hit me in public.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, welcome to AAA Talks. Welcome to another episode. My name is Muaz. Alongside me is
Safe.
and
Farook, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Lovely to have you guys on board today for this very special episode. But first, we have to address the elephant in the room.
We do. What's going on, guys? It's been how many months now?
It's been almost 18 months we've started this podcast. I don't even want to tell you the thousands of pounds we have put in this. And actually,
I don't
the
mind.
average cost per episode. Should we tell them what it is?
It's well over 100.
It's about 100. Let's just say 100 for now.
Okay.
We've done 66 episodes, maybe 67, 7. By the time this comes out, and it's costing us about £100 an episode. So
That's without our time, guys. Our time is free.
why are we saying this? Subscribe, guys. What's
Press a
going
button.
on?
Press one button. That's it.
70,
80%.
yeah, 79%
Yeah,
of you
wow.
are watching for free. Actually, you're all watching for
I
free.
mean, it's free either way, but yeah, just subscribe.
Guys, do us a favor, man. We put a lot of effort in this, and if you like the content, then support the channel, man. It's free.
It's also free to hit the subscribe button. It don't cost you anything, so just want to put that
Yeah.
out there.
Jazakallah khair.
Thanks a lot, man. Anyway, having said all of that, guys, when I say self-development, what comes to mind?
You want to start? Because I've got no idea.
All right, well,
You've got no wait. You've got no idea.
Bro, I'm already fully developed. I'm joking. Wallahi, I'm joking. But yeah, no, how much is there to take on self-development? If you come to a stage in your life where you're achieving everything, all of your goals that you want to achieve, then
Have you? I mean, do you think most people have reached all of their goals?
I usually do, bro. And I have, alhamdulillah.
No,
In
not
some
you.
degree.
But
But
do you
yeah.
think people in general even set goals, let alone achieve them?
Yeah, you need
Or
to
they
set
just-
yourself goals.
I think a lot of people are just coasting through life, man.
Is it?
Just winging it.
most people, 80% of people are drifting through life without any goals or direction. Literally, you're operating on your subconscious programming from your childhood, your environment, your family, friends, whatever you've absorbed. Most people don't even have their own ideas. When you understand certain things, when you listen to people,
See-
most people don't even know what they're talking about half the time.
And you know the concept of growing as a person, it's almost like alien to so many people.
No,
like
because-
I'm somebody who, okay, look, obviously I'm not the average guy in this field, right? I mean, I have a hiking company where we trek mountains, we climb mountains. So like, usually the example people give for setting goals and achieving them is like climbing a mountain. So I literally do that. So I'm not saying everyone should climb mountains, but generally speaking, like when you climb a mountain, that process, that journey in doing it just makes you grow so much as a person. And then when you get to that summit, the dopamine, the feeling that you get is there's like no other. And then you just want to do the next one and the next one. But I'm seeing so many people living these mundane, boring lives where they're not setting any goals.
That's quite alien to me. You're telling me there's people out there, because I think, before GCSE, bro, at 15, I was setting myself goals. I was setting myself goals on when to get married, by how much I want by this time, when to make my first million, when...
So you're talking money and marriage. And
money,
fitness.
marriage, fitness, Quran, all of these goals I was setting. I set myself a goal to be hafid a few times as well.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I
Allah reward your
completed
intention.
Jazamma, I completed parts of Baqarah, and I was doing well, but, I did better on business. And everyone has their own abilities, if you like.
Yeah,
So they're
but-
better at
yeah.
certain things more than others, and I was good at making money, bro.
No, but the thing is, so if you see what you just said, yeah, you're just assuming that everyone else thinks like that. If you said you've done all of that and achieved that, and you were thinking like that at 15, you were already living with intention and purpose. Most people are drifting even into their 20s. They don't have, like, you had a clear path and a direction, so you knew
It's
certain
very
things about
strange
yourself.
to me, bro.
Bro.
I haven't met many people like that, not in my circle or the people that I grew up with.
Okay, society engineers you and molds you to do well through education. Listen to your authority. Basically, be the good boy or the good girl. Listen to your parents. Obviously, that's a given. You have to. But go to uni or go to college, get a diploma or something, get a job, pay your taxes, get married, get children, and that's it. And it's just work, sleep, eat, rinse and repeat. Right? Like, how many guys do we know? I know. I'll just give you one example. This guy used to play football with us all the time. Yeah? Rain, wind, snow, showers, you name it, whatever the weather, my guy is there. First one there, on it. Gets married, goes into his cave. No one sees him for 2 years. Comes out looking grizzly, beard all over the place, about 11 kilos heavier. And it's like, where the hell have you been?
He's lost himself. He's drifting, and he's drifting through life from one circumstance to another, and he's
In
lost
some
himself.
cultures, that's actually healthy when you put on weight after marriage. It's like
Come on,
marriage
bro.
is
Sign of a
successful,
healthy
bro.
marriage.
In our
yeah.
culture, bro.
But it's conditioning. See, woman, obviously, missus is feeding him, getting him comfortable.
No, most people put on weight after marriage, bro.
it is normal.
Most
yeah.
people, why? Because they like their wife's cooking, perhaps.
No,
I
because
think it's
your
a
hobby.
psychological switch in the
100%.
brain that then the gut just
100%.
lets go.
And plus,
Your
you just
comfort
got
zone.
married, you're not as bothered. Like you're
You're not
married now.
bothered. So you
Yeah.
were training, working your butt off, having a social life, having a life, yeah, having a healthy mind,
Putting
a
weight
healthy
on
body.
doesn't mean you don't have a life anymore, bro.
Bro.
Like what I'm
Bro,
trying to say is,
their usual.
most people are trying to
routine-
get fit to get another partner or get a partner,
No,
not
but
another one.
that's the problem, though. They're
Yeah.
doing it for the validation of a woman, and likewise for women. They'll starve themselves before their wedding day because they want to look like the most beautiful girl in the room. Yeah, and rightly so. You should.
Rightly so.
Yeah, but what happens after the wedding? And this is what I'm trying to say. I've seen people they've got a great routine, great lifestyle. Yeah, they're fit, they're energetic, they're going out to the cinema with their friends, they've got social life, they're traveling, they get married, all of that goes, and they're just with their wife the whole time. And you know what? She might want you to do that, and you might think that's the right thing, but that is so wrong for both of you, and it's just so unhealthy. And the reality is, man, these women, if they had their way, they would want you to be at home all the time. And then I think the man will grow very resentful of her.
Yeah, but Mars, let me ask you a question. So, look, in a nutshell, look, if you can articulate, what is growth to you? What should a man be doing or shouldn't be doing? What is it to you? When you say growth or development or self-improvement, how would you articulate that? Obviously, you've given us the mountain analogy.
Yeah.
So if you walk away from that, because that's also your passion and hobby now, right?
Yeah.
So what else could you apply that to? What would you say is self-improvement and growth
Yeah.
beyond that?
So I would say on top of my head, find out what you need. Alhamdulillah, look, we have Islam, right? So the blueprint is there. So figure out what you need, yeah? Figure out how to do it. Now set some goals, set some time frames, and hit those goals. Because when you set goals, like if I was to give you a dart and I was to say to you, hit the target, you'll be like, what target? Right? How are you gonna know? How are you gonna know to hit the target if there is no board? If you don't even know what your target is. So the point is, set a target, set some goals, and strive to reach them.
Okay.
And in that, you'll be so driven, right? Like, think of two examples, right? You're going out for a stroll. Are you going to walk more if you go out for a stroll? Or the other example of going out to go to the shops?
I think the key to this is what he's already highlighted already now. So if you take him as a living example,
Yeah.
before I think we can even talk about self-improvement, setting goals, targets, anything, you have to know yourself. At 15, he already knew what he wanted. This is what I'm saying. He knew who he was and he knew what he wanted, hence he hit those targets. Most people haven't spent enough time with themselves to not even know what they value, what they like.
Exactly.
So let's say that brother you're saying that he's home with his wife, he doesn't go, if that's what he values, that gives him fulfillment, then I think there's nothing wrong with that. As long as he knows himself and he knows this is it, this is what I was aiming for, this was my goal, and I've hit it, then he should enjoy it. But as long as he's aware of it, that's the key. What I'm saying is most people are doing things because they've heard it off somewhere else, or they've been programmed by media, Bollywood, Hollywood, conditioning, family environment. You knew who you were. You knew what you wanted. And that's the key factor that people are missing. So I think step one is you have to know who you are. What do you value and what do you want? What are you passionate about? And in order to get there, you have to probe and try and experiment with different things, hobbies, interests, courses, training, coaching, therapy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sitting with different circles till you can trigger out what you're talented at, what you're passionate about, and then you can strive towards the goal. But I think we need the tangible steps because I see a lot of TikTok videos and Instagram, but they don't give you the tangible steps. So rule number one is take stock of your life and understand who you are and what you value. Now, if a brother values his wife, like to that point where he loves chilling at home, doing that gives him fulfillment and solace and peace and gives him growth, then listen, as long as you know yourself, that is applied to you because there's no one rule book or playbook for everyone. Everyone's got a different, everything's perception, everything's subjective.
Yeah, so that's the point I was going to get to. So me, from a young age, I've always been very ambitious. And that ambition came from Islam, if you like. I saw some of the Sahabas, how they were. I read their stories and I said, subhanAllah, I want to achieve this. And there was a Sahaba who, they conquered so much of the world. And I think it was so much so that he went to the far coast of Morocco and said, look, Allah, if I know there's more land across this sea or this ocean, I will go forth and pass it. But they didn't know at that time there was more land then. So the ambition was driven to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in some sense. I wanted to be a billionaire, bro, at one point. I was doing everything I can to reach those aims, and I was making a fair deal and going up in the right trajectory. But anyway, the point on a side note that I thought of is, like, what is wrong with being at a stagnant position that you're comfortable with? Why does it always have to be growth? Why does it always have to be more?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if a man is married, he's put on weight, he's happy as he is, he's eating good, he's going out sometimes with his friends. There's nothing wrong with that. There doesn't need to be another push for more growth or more ambition. I'm settled with my home, with my family, with my kids. I'm good there. I'm going for my salah, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, you've now added social life. You've added going for your salah. And what else did you add? I can't remember. But that wasn't the example that I
But
gave.
what's the example? What? He's just stuck at home all day just eating.
Yeah.
I don't think. men
Oh,
are
you
like
added kids as well. No. You trust me. There's a lot of guys. They get married,
They're not
and
autopilot, yeah.
their comfort zone has now shifted, and it's just hobbies. By the way, I'm not talking about guys getting fat. It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about you've now just completely changed your routine, and it's just about being with your wife all the time. And that's your new comfort zone, right? So I'll give you another example, right? There was a guy that, again, traveled with us. I need to be a bit vague here, so he doesn't know I'm talking about him. But he traveled with us. He used to go out with us. He used to go gym. He used to play football. He was adventurous and whatever. Get involved with like charity events and whatever, local stuff. And he was quite well-rounded. He got married, and he cut everyone off.
Wow.
And I remember he said to me, and by the way, this is not a dig at just guys getting married. I'm just talking about marriage tends to be the life event where people kind of stagnate and then eventually they start to dip. So this guy goes, I don't need friends anymore.
Oh, wow.
I've got my only friend.
That's deep.
And she's my best friend.
That's problematic.
And Moaz, I don't need any more friends. Now, pause there for a moment, yeah? And obviously you could digest that. About 4 years later, he's calling me and he's saying, give me everyone's number. And he's sent me about 13, 14 names. Give me all their numbers. Bro, some of these guys you weren't even friends with. What's going on? Give me all their names. I want to get in contact with them. I want to meet them. I'm like, what's happening? And he goes, my wife told me that I don't have a life.
Oh, wow.
And I need to get friends. Damn. You see that? And this is what I'm saying, right? So when I talk about self-development, by the way, I'm not just talking about having a social life and going to the gym. I just mean like always wanting to better yourself. I'm not going to be cliche and say be better than the guy you were yesterday, but I'm just saying, let's just say every year, try and improve in something. Yeah. Try and, as you said, memorize Quran, learn to read more Quran, gain more knowledge, yeah? Read a book, read books, bloody hell. Who do you ever see reading books, by the way? That's a great way to self-develop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so many things. Attend a course, like you said. You know, go to the mosque. Make it a joke. Make a joke. I saw you laugh, and I said, "Make a joke." What were you about to laugh at?
No. I was thinking about my fitness gains of trying to get a 6-pack, and the closest I got was the 4-pack.
Yeah, but
So-
but see what happens when you aim for the sky.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
hit a few stars, bro.
Yeah, okay.
You hit a few
See,
4-packs.
I think the thing is, I think you've touched on a couple of things. So obviously, look, that geezer was conditioned on some level to believe that marriage was the destination, and that's the problem.
That's what I was talking about.
We
This
have grown
comfort
up.
life. They eventually start to think, "Oh my god, this isn't what I thought it was."
No, you can't be like that. Even your wife's gonna lose respect for you.
100%.
No, but his
He
wife's
said
a
that.
good wife.
She
Listen,
wants you to be her doormat, and she wants you to be
obviously-
caged in with her, and then later on, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, you kind of need to go
But the
out."
guy
more."
sounds a bit simpy, bro. From what you're telling me, oh, my wife told me to go get friends now, so I'm coming to you.
Yeah,
and get in
yeah.
contact.
So,
Bro,
so,
look.
so, yeah, you're about to say.
I'm just saying, look, that's a good woman. Like, she didn't just, she said, listen, you need to maybe venture out a little bit, like, you know, nurturing him out, which I think, listen, I think that's a noble thing to do from you know, from his wife.
Mashallah.
Well,
Bro, come on, man. Imagine she sat there and just said, you
No,
know what?
It
He's
takes
just sitting
balls.
there. He ain't doing nothing. I've got him where I want. That's it. She could have just carried on like
That's,
that.
you know what? That's
For his
No,
own
but some
good.
girls do want that. They want their man to be with them 24/7.
Yeah, I know,
You're
but
my
this woman
only
could have
friend,
had
I wanna
that.
be with you.
eventually
Listen,
she'll get fed up. Trust
this-
me, bro. Eventually she'll get.
I know there's truth to that because in COVID, the stats were saying the most breakups
Yeah, few-
was
few
in
COVID,
COVID because
yeah.
people
Bro,
had to stay at home.
Therapists were making money in COVID. Bro.
Were they?
Making money? Marriage counselors.
Yeah.
They were making money, bro.
But look, I'm just saying that
so
geezer's
many
wife
breakups.
done
I'm
a
not
nice
saying
thing.
mashallah
That was a
to
nice
that,
thing.
By
for
the way,
her
I never,
to-
yeah,
to
I never
do
said that was right or wrong of her. I just said, look at what it got to.
Yeah,
When you just
yeah.
made her your only friend.
No, but my point to you is this, right? Yeah, the brother did that, but he probably did that without even realizing because that's what he was programmed on some
Yes.
subconscious level. Bollywood, Hollywood, again, like we talked about last time, the great female con. She's the prize. I've reached that destination. This is now happiness. This is my life because no one teaches us otherwise. No one has taught the majority of people otherwise. We learnt from community, culture, conditioning, family, and environment of what we saw and what we absorbed, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And when you talk about growth, the key factor in the growth is understanding what is growth, number one, right? Yeah. So you work in the 5 areas of growth. So obviously physical health, the low hanging fruit, they say, is the physical health. If you can change your body, you can change how you look, that will automatically elevate all the other areas. You talked about Deen, Iman, Islam. Spiritual growth is another area of work. Academic growth, reading books, studying, going on courses, working on your emotional growth, therapy, hypnosis, all these other things, working out your issues from when you were, from when you were brought up or things that are holding you back, your limiting beliefs. So it's understanding the different areas of growth, and you have to set goals for each area separately. But most people don't understand it. It's not explained in a tangible way. So people just think it's only the gym. The question is, even I used to watch
Sorry,
videos.
after mental growth, what's the 5th one?
Did I say 5th? So spiritual, so physical, spiritual, academic, emotional,
Social?
and yes, so you could say your relationships,
Yeah.
social
Yeah,
relationships,
yeah.
family, network. It could even be financial. You could have a
That's a
6th
good way to break it
financial.
down, you know, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you got to have a plan and a program. So if you're going to grow, let's say you had a goal. You set that North Star, I want to be a billionaire. Then all of your actions were driven and geared towards that. And when you talk about growing every day, Napoleon Hill says in his book, if you're not growing, you're dying. So you were pushing on every angle, every day, to then hit that goal. That's why you need a goal, because that's what drives your actions every single day. And when you're saying a guy doesn't have a goal, that's when he ends up like that brother there, possibly, where he's just drifting. This is the programming told me that the programming that I've got, the subconscious programming, that this is what I'm meant to do. And then you sit there and you just drift because you don't know any different until there's a tragedy or an event, or you go through some severe pain or trauma, which then makes you reflect and take stock of where you are.
i.e.
And then that will determine some change or action.
i.e. your wife tells you you're a loser.
Yeah, and poor his wife. And look, the guy, I'm just saying, the guy's,
yeah.
the guy's wife was good enough to say, I don't want you here. Do your own thing. Have a life.
Yeah.
Ladies, take note of that. That's how you keep a man happy. Let him have his life.
That's a good way to internalize that, yeah. Rather than say shame on her for saying that. Actually,
Listen,
yeah, that's
Look, think about it. You just said most women want that. They want their guy, not have friends. He's completely at home. Just
yeah, they want it, but they realize later on
she could have just said,
they
"I'm
didn't
happy
need
with
that.
this. I got him where I want. He
Yeah.
don't do it, But for her to say that, I think that was quite noble.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
quite deep.
I agree.
I think most sisters do want an ambitious guy, a guy that's driven and pushing for that a lot of the time. They want more
It's
money.
kinda contradicting
Essentially,
what-
in the household, they probably want a bigger house.
Yeah, but what
bigger
comes
car.
with more
And
money?
so
and-
you need to go out there and work, brother.
But then most
Yeah.
women don't want their husbands outside too much. So it's very contradicting. You want the lifestyle, but you don't want to get that. You don't want him to graft and build that bridge to get to that lifestyle.
I actually don't know any, other than you narrating the story, I don't know anyone in that situation of this guy being at home. Yeah. Within, do you know any other examples of
Bro, I know.
people
yeah,
just...
I know a lot.
Yeah?
I know a lot of guys that are just living on autopilot. They are. They're
to be
waking
fair,
up.
I do- I
They're
do,
waking up
yeah.
their kids. They're getting the kids ready. Morning routine, breakfast and stuff. That's all lovely. They're going to work. They're coming back. They're having dinner with the family. All lovely, by the way. They're putting their kids to sleep, spending an hour or two with their wife in the evening, and then it repeats. And maybe one week every year or 2 weeks they might go on a family holiday, but in that whole process, he doesn't see his friends much. He doesn't go to the gym. He doesn't do anything like extracurricular. He doesn't like barely goes to the mosque because he doesn't have time. Just about goes to Jum'ah. Barely goes to a circle. Of course not. He's not going to be doing any side learning or anything online. So that picture that I painted for you is
social interaction.
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
other than...
okay,
Bro,
I do know people like
we
that,
did
Yeah.
a summer
Yeah.
barbecue, and this is the thing. I'm not saying to you they're living in a miserable life. No, I just gave you the picture that family-oriented people. But then, where's your social life?
Yeah, but what you've
Where's-
described, Moaz,
where is?
Well, you just this is what I'm saying, bro. I've lived that life. I've been that guy. Yeah, just work, home, nothing. But the point is, I was a hostage. But to the outside world, this is half the problem with men. You can't tell no one because you can't go to other men because they view you as a simp. You're a hostage in your own life. I know a lot of men. Unfortunately, this has been engineered by their wives and their in-laws because they are hostages because they got to just toe the party line for their children and they're prisoners in their own life. And when you've given up inside, listen, gym, family, friends, look, men are laughing at you. You've got no self-respect at home. Mrs. is emotionally controlling you because of your children. You're walking with imposter syndrome every day. You ain't got that drive and energy. And this is half the problem, is we just look and laugh and label them as simps, and it's man bashing. And this is half the problem. Men are bashing men. Women are bashing men. Society is bashing men. When you go to work, bosses are bashing. Everyone's just bashing men. And this is half the problem.
School.
Everywhere you look, and this is the problem. So until we change it, even how we perceive it,
Yeah.
I think, why is the guy like that? Why doesn't he get in touch with his family? I speak to these guys, bro. I know how they've lived. Like I said, I've lived this life for 10 years. And again, you don't bother talking to anyone because what are you going to say? Yeah, bro, I'm a prisoner in my own life. How do you explain that to someone?
Talking of talking to someone, what do you think of therapy for men?
I think anyone, I think try anything. There's more than one path to the end goal. There's multiple ways to get to one destination. Different strokes for different folks, or different toolboxes for different jobs. Therapy is a toolbox. It might work for you, it might not work for you. It might land better with you, it might not land better. So you got to depend on the personality and the character. You got to probe and try different things.
Did you ever go down that path?
I've had therapy, I've had hypnosis, I've got multiple coaches for multiple things, yeah.
You're quite opposite to that, aren't you?
Yeah, we've had a few episodes on this, and I've discussed it. I think therapy is a load of nonsense. It's
I know how he was like.
That's all right, go on.
He was about to land with
I wanna
something
hear
really
his logic.
eloquent there. And he went, "I believe that therapy is a load of nonsense."
I tell you what it is.
Let's do this
Go
again.
on, I want a breakdown.
A bit of a posh accent.
Look, there's so many points to this, right? Where shall I begin?
Go on, from the start.
It was engineered more recently, about 100 years ago. So I think it was Freud and them all came together and they came up with an idea that the mental aspect of it, you can discuss that with people, with loved ones, with people. So talking does help people mentally, right? Emotionally. But why do you need to go to an individual and sit there and pay him to talk to him? And he doesn't give you back any advice. Generally speaking, they're not supposed to give you back advice, right? So they just listen to you, and sometimes they go deeper into the issue and trauma, which opens up even more wounds. So there's that aspect of it. But the other aspect of it is, subhanAllah, you have your deen. You have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have so many methods in Quran, in Salah, and so many ways to resolve issues, and you're resorting to just talking to random people. Like, and if you don't have relationships really help. Whether it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, the close relationships. So I speak to them, open up to them, address these issues, and then it would generally solve itself. And essentially, another part of it, some things won't be solved in this dunya. I hate to say it, but there's good and bad. There is going to be trauma.
So you think that therapy could be opening a can of worms that you can't close?
Yeah, there's that
Yeah,
aspect.
but do you think that surely some people,
Okay,
like
let me ask you, have you
extreme
had therapy?
chronic depression,
Huh?
surely they need therapy, right?
No, but hold on. But have you had therapy yourself before or tried it?
Yeah, I have tried it. I did try it.
Okay, but like I said, there's multiple paths.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Yeah.
multiple routes to the same destination. The problem is, what you're saying is because it didn't work for you. It's
No, it isn't
time.
that. I don't think there's always multiple routes, bro. There's a correct route and there's a nonsense route.
No, but okay, let me put it another way. Okay, so let me put it. So if you break your leg, are we going to sit and start doing zikr? You had to go to a doctor, didn't you? So when you say Islam, I think the problem is people apply Islam.
Though.
This
That's
is the problem.
different. That's
There's
a
something
medical
wrong with
issue,
you.
bro.
If there's something wrong with you
That's it.
emotionally or mentally, you go see a psychiatrist or shrink. My point is,
Yeah, but you've just
when-
equated
No.
them now.
it is the
So-
same. Brother, my point is, you go to the specialist, right? Yeah. Now with the therapy, it may not work for. I get it. Yeah. When you say talk to your relationship,
But what if therapy makes things worse?
brother, if you're
No. But that in itself, bro, is mental aspect is completely different to physical. Mental and emotional, we already have that with our relationships. with
no,
people
but that's
with
the
us.
problem.
And
Your
that's-
relationships could be the problem. This is what you're misunderstanding. In the Asian community, is a toxic culture. The reason you probably got problems is the way you were brought up, or the environment you were brought up in certain cultural constraints or the environment. So half the time, half of our limiting beliefs and problems come from those childhood issues.
Bro, I don't know anyone that's had more trauma than me in life, right? And I've gone through more difficulties than most
I
people.
agree,
know.
but again, we're saying
and
is
let me
you-
tell you how I approached them, because therapy didn't work for me. And I'm telling you, I've been to therapy a few times and I thought it was nonsense. And that's why I'm saying it with
No,
a
I
heavy
agree
hand
with
on
you,
it.
but what I'm saying
But-
is,
So
it
what's your
didn't work
approach?
for
Man
you,
up,
but-
basically.
Yeah, manning up is one thing, and like one of the questions after trauma. So you have this full trust in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that this dunya is only a test, and obviously there's going to be good for you in the akhirah, and sometimes beyond, you're going to find more good from that tragedy or difficulty, and you'll find something. Just keep your trust in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So there's no point putting so many complaints to it. Do you see? I'm not going to be a complaining tongue all the time. Oh, why did Allah befall this on me?
Yeah,
What's happened to
I
me?
mean, I don't think.
Yeah, so why do I have to go-
therapy is gonna be saying, "Why did Allah do this to me?"
It isn't so much why is Allah, but you, with those actions in itself, is showing that your mind is already fixed with a problem. For me, it's not a big deal. I'm going to get good after.
Yeah, for me, I think that there will be some certain cases, someone with chronic depression or I don't know, social awkwardness, someone that doesn't leave his house. I think some people, some men, will need therapy.
So has that person tried to read Quran and read a proper salah in tahajjud?
I think there would be people that are also practicing and also might need therapy if they have a really bad condition. But I somewhat agree with you. I think the vast majority of men don't necessarily need therapy. They just need good friends. They need a good physical activity, even if it's not for them to get fit and strong. Just showing up to that activity is enough. And they need to stimulate their mind in some way, reading, working, volunteering somewhere. And that's apart from the deen. Deen is a foundation, of course. But I'm saying, apart from that, generally speaking, if a man trains his body, trains his mind, has good friends to express himself, then that's it.
Bro, there's so many
don't
things.
think-
Go on holiday, travel, yeah.
No, but look what you just highlighted. But you've highlighted
Love
my
to
point
your wife.
perfectly.
Yeah.
I just-
Go on.
No, you've highlighted my point perfectly. You're conflating multiple issues. Like I said, the 5 areas of growth. One of them is to say to fix yourself emotionally or work through your issues. So you've got your iman, you've got your spiritual growth. Do your tahajjud, do your Quran. You have to have your belief system, number one, yeah? But then my point is with your belief system, you're still going to the gym to do the work, innit? It doesn't say bypass the work. You still do the work in the gym, still maintain your relationships and friendships and work on them, and also work on your emotional health. And for some people, it might be therapy. It might help, it might not.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's a tool in the box to use, but I'm not to close off to one idea because it didn't work for me, and this is half the problem. Something doesn't work for us, we rubbish it off. It might not work for you, but again, it's one tool in the box for one area of growth. All the other areas still stand. And if you can elevate in one area, it will elevate all the other areas. And that's what I'm saying. You just need to understand the structure and the framework of this. But people are conflating the issues. You still have your deen, bro. You still do your tahajjud. You still keep your iman and your belief system.
Yeah,
and that'll feed into the other areas.
I agree.
I mean, let me give you an example. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Right, I think I'm pretty certain of this. The Rocky movie. We've all seen the Rocky movie.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Classic.
That movie was written after the guy that wrote it was Sylvester Stallone himself or whoever it was. He went to a hypnosis session, and then after that same night, he went and wrote that movie.
Really?
Yeah, and so turn around. If we turn around and say it's all rubbish, it's all crap, and none of it works because someone heard it somewhere and someone said this, or in my experience this didn't work, so it must be rubbish.
Hypnosis.
But he went to hypnosis.
Is that even permissible Islamically? Bro, you can do sihr. Sihr works as well, bro.
Sihr
works. People fall in love with sihr, right? That's one of the main things. There's so
hypnosis is like neuro-linguistic programming.
Magic. Yeah, NLP.
I know, but what I'm trying to say, if you're going down that avenue, go to the extremes. Get in contact with a magician and a jinn if you want.
No.
NLP
you're on another level, man.
Right? What I'm saying is, like, you don't need to go down there.
Is hypnosis black magic?
Hypnosis and therapy is not an extreme.
What? Are you now saying therapy is black magic?
Yeah. Are you saying therapy is an extreme? Yeah. No, you're saying therapy is an extreme. That's what you said.
Yeah, he's 100%.
He's fine. Hypnosis is a bit of an extreme, I think. Yeah.
But hypnosis is like neuro-linguistic programming. It's NLP.
Who? What?
It's like neuro-linguistic programming. It's like NLP techniques. That's all it is.
Bro, I want to get on to some.
But look, if that worked for you, what I'm saying is whatever worked for you, like I said, there's multiple routes to get into the destination.
And I don't agree with that. I mean,
I
don't think there's always routes.
Everyone clicks
a few routes to get there. You don't need to try everything in the.
You don't. It's just a 5-area.
Some things don't work. Some things aren't good. And that's why we're here. We're trying to persuade people from doing what's bad.
How did you?
You're trying to persuade what you think. I don't. Yeah, we don't fully.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again, you can look in coaching. This is called projecting. You're projecting yourself onto others. That's half the problem.
Bro, I'm not going to bash anyone.
No, you're not. I'm not saying you're bashing someone.
Doing it, you. Yeah. That's
a therapist once told me that he believes every single man and woman will improve as a person with regular therapy, and I personally just thought.
Look, you can't see the picture from inside the frame. So when you go to your own friends and relationships and talk to them, like you said, the other problem is they're biased because of how they know you and how you grew up with them. They have a version of who they think you are. A stranger is completely unbiased. Number one, right? Yeah.
I don't know about unbiased. Sometimes they're questions that they ask.
That good coaching is good questions. They have to ask you questions so you can ask yourself these questions. Because when you're with the people
their
you
questions
know,
are always going to be unbiased. I think naturally every question not every question, but generally questions that a therapist would ask you would have some sort of bias to it.
But they need to, bro, because you can't see the picture from inside the frame. You need someone to point out. You're in the frame. You can't see things about you. You don't know how you come across right now until you see yourself on camera. He might think that, I come across really sharp, whatnot, yeah? No. But when he sees himself on camera, he might think, is that how I look? Like, I'm just saying, give an example.
Are you going to play paddle after this?
Table tennis.
Me, bro.
You're saying his outfit looks like it's giving you table tennis vibes.
Say it looks, table tennis vibes, yeah.
I was going to make it a little bit more masculine than table.
Maybe he's going for a therapy session after this, so he's got loose clothing and he can relax.
Yeah.
I'm always relaxed, bro. I don't need therapy. I'm living therapy, bro. Look at me.
No, you are relaxed. I'll give you that. You do always look relaxed.
I am living. Guys, we've been asked a few questions by the community. Some questions are quite ridiculous. I feel like 17-year-olds are asking them. So I've kind of just put 3 or 4 questions at the top, and I'm going to read them out. Yeah, and should we go through them?
Yes.
Okay. So, first question is: I never got invited to my own friend's wedding. What are your thoughts? Do you have similar experiences?
I can't remember not being invited to anyone's wedding.
We know someone that.
We got invited to it, but someone didn't get invited, right?
They still hold a grudge against that person till now.
Yeah, I don't know if that happened to me or how I would feel. If it was a very close friend, I would definitely be upset. 100%, bro. Wouldn't you?
Very close? Yeah, of course I'd be upset, yeah.
No, I think the problem is the perception this guy had of the friendship. Maybe you thought he was your friend, but that's the problem.
No. They were definitely friends, bro.
No. The guy that's asked this question.
That ended in divorce, by the way.
No, but what I'm saying is, look, if the guy hasn't invited him, yeah, he clearly views the friendship very differently than the brother that's not been invited. So I'm just saying that's
No,
could be
in
a
this case,
misunderstanding.
I think it was limited. So there was like only 15 guests allowed for the men's
Okay.
side and 15 from the women's side. So it was a limited space. So
Fair enough.
he couldn't add more people.
I think it's not that deep, bro. Listen,
Really?
I think it's not that deep.
Okay, then answer this, right? I'm going off topic a
Go
little
on.
bit with a personal experience.
Go on.
Someone, a guy and a girl getting married. I happen to be the only person that knows both sets of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So the bride's family have asked me for a reference of him, and the groom's family have asked me a reference of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her family and whatnot.
Okay.
They get married. I don't get invited.
Wow, that's deep, bro.
so that's worse
Yeah.
than this one.
Yeah, that's
That is
that's
a
deep.
both. That's double whammy. Yeah.
Man,
That's a double
man,
whammy, bro.
match.
How did you feel
Double
though?
barrel.
Tell me about your feelings.
I
bro.
match made that, and I never got invited. I mean,
Maybe
he
they're-
wasn't,
no,
he
maybe
wasn't
they're
a close
both worried.
friend, but it was a friend, and she's like family friend, and I was just like, what? I never got invited.
Yeah, but because both of them know you, they might have thought, okay, he knows too much about me, and the other person thought they both thought he knows too much about either of us.
No. I was
So
the point of
keep him
reference,
away.
bro. I was the point of reference.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they just don't like you, man.
Is it
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
your speeches though? He was afraid of your speeches because you do good speeches and expose a little
Good
bit sometimes.
speeches, controversial speeches.
Yeah, that's what it
No,
was.
no. I'm not close enough to him to give a speech. To get what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
So that's what.
Yeah, so
kind
you
of-
were just a middleman, but you weren't that close like that. That's why.
I would have thought the middleman that gives the reference,
Yeah.
that solid, that,
You would have
that
thought, yeah,
solidifies the
agreed.
deal, would have been invited, right? Strange.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a bit deep, right? And I'm actually quite proud of us as a community for reaching this level where this woman sends us this message, right? So she goes, "I'm a single mother. I watch your podcast a lot, and I've realized there's a huge disconnect between men and women. My son is 14 now, and I feel like he's outgrown me in the sense that he wants to hang out with his friends more, play football more, go to the gym, etc. And he doesn't have time for me anymore. How do I raise him? How do I still raise him as a man?"
So if you want to go first.
Well, how do I still raise him as a man? Did she end?
As in, like, I think she's trying to say that, like,
No, okay,
he's,
but I'll tell
he's
you.
outgrowing her mentally, and he's just like,
But that's
okay,
him becoming.
my dad isn't around.
Mm.
These are the guys that are around me. These are the male figures that are around me. I want to be around my peers more. And, mum, you've come this far. Thank you, but
Safe.
I
Yeah,
need to,
so
I need
I
to,
think-
I need to learn how to like shave my armpits and do ghusl after a wet dream, and
I think
and
people.
all of
Where we go with it?
all of these. No,
Give him a sharp turn.
No, but like, let's be real. Like, how's a woman gonna navigate a kid that's going through puberty
yeah,
and
you know
like
what? I don't-
shaving and ghusl and
No, but what she's doing is
and
like,
a
look,
transformation and then
no, but what mum's really look, you got to decipher the question. What mum's really asking is she's projecting her own insecurities about losing her
This is
son.
a good woman. Let's not.
I'm not saying she's a bad.
Insecurities.
Listen, we've all got
She watches
insecurities.
the show.
I'm not
Farouk.
saying she's a bad woman. I'm not bashing her.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
clearly projecting her own insecurities of losing her son, losing the
Yeah.
man of the house, and he's like
Well,
I said,
she
he's
doesn't want that
developing
little cute boy to grow up.
insecurity, bro. That's what it is. That's what we do, especially if they're
Yeah,
from an
there
ethnic
is some
culture.
insecurity there.
From an ethnic culture, so the mother needs to recognize: is this why I'm saying this? Is this what I'm really asking? And then say, okay, he does need to become a man. He has to go and explore. He needs to go to the gym. He needs to go football. He needs to get in a fight. He needs to probe
Yeah.
and try and explore and do things to figure out who he is. What mum's still trying to do is nurture him in her world. She's got to let go.
Still trying to bubble
Cut the
wrap
age
that
gap.
was
that
that was my
7-year-old.
point before I got rudely
Sorry,
interrupted.
sorry, my bad.
But not
By
you.
him?
But
Oh, him.
but
Okay.
he started to-
Yeah, we're good, Slice. Yeah. We're cool.
When I
Yeah.
started talking about shaving armpits and
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
he went Gussel and
So
waxing armpits.
wet dreams.
they can
and-
chat GPT that, bro. Google that, whatever it is, bro. You don't need to show them physically and get your balls out.
Not
Listen, it's taking a.
I'm joking, bro.
This is taking a quite a sharp turn.
anyway. I did not imply that
Right,
at
okay.
all. But this is. I mean, this is why a man
Okay.
is a man in the house
So that's
or a
him.
man in his life is very important, right?
To
Whether
the
that
sister,
is-
right?
Yeah.
Your 14-year-old son is growing up to become a man,
Cameras there.
and I am looking at the camera, bro.
No, it's okay. Go on.
Yeah. So he needs to be going out more. He needs to be discovering things for himself. Whether he's, like you said, getting into a fight, trying to make some money, playing football, socializing, interacting with the wider society, not being at home. He needs to be out the house as much as he can.
Going out, getting lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting
Random
lost
stuff
even.
like
Yeah,
that.
do
Like,
that. Take.
No, but
Let him,
Stealing from a corner
even
shop,
if he
getting
gets
beaten up.
robbed,
No, I'm joking.
you know, it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah,
it
cool,
happens.
yeah, but as in, like, this is life, right? Like, we're men, like, khalas, like, you know, we
Sorry, I
reached-
got robbed at 14. That's
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Trauma.
no trauma there, bro.
What do they call
Just
it again?
more vigilant.
that was everyday life, bro. That was normal. That's normal day.
Trauma dumping, yeah, trauma dumping, right?
No, I think mum is just projecting her own insecurities here. That's what it is, and I think she needs
Okay, but
to
what's
just
the solution?
acknowledge that.
guys?
The
Let's not try
solution
and
is
figure out why she's done it.
no, but if
What's the
listen, you
solution?
can't fix something if you don't know why you're doing it. So when she realizes actually he is becoming a
Wise.
man, I'm just looking at this wrong. She's just saying she's looking at this wrong.
So let him be.
So she needs to reframe this and think, okay, let me encourage him and support him
Yeah.
in trying different things. 'Cause
I-
look, and just guide him. But mum can't hold him.
No, she can't hold
She's
him
trying to hold on to him
No,
for
no,
her
no.
own insecurities, and that's what I'm saying. So she needs to understand why she's doing it,
Yeah.
why she's saying it.
And this is why male presence is important. And I'm not going to say the father. I mean, okay, we get it. Single mum, father's not around for whatever reason, right? But like, where are your brothers? Where are his uncles?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where's like
Encourage
the,
him, yeah.
whatever it is. You know, we always speak about this village, right? Village.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a village to raise a child. Doesn't necessarily mean it just takes the father. The village could have other male figures, right? So it's interesting how like the mum, out of her nurturing security, is always trying to pull the
can't
child
raise a
back.
man. They can raise
But
a baby to
sometimes
a
you need a
boy.
man to just push the child forward.
A mother can raise a baby to a boy, but she can't raise a boy to a man. That's the bottom line.
All right, brilliant. Next question. What what will it take? Okay, so the next question is, what will it take for you to hit a woman?
It's simple.
It's simple.
The answer is very simple. The law states use reasonable force if you're under threat. And you
Who
feel
cares about the
under-
law, bro? Tell me.
I'm telling you. Look, I'm not.
I'm joking,
I'm
I'm joking.
saying if you feel under threat or danger,
It's
she put
uncensored,
hands
bro.
on
Tell
you.
me as it is.
She put hands on you.
Yeah. So self-defense.
The law states. I'm not saying this. I want to clarify this. Yeah. It's not. It's censored. I'm not saying. The law's saying
Yeah.
if you feel threatened or in danger,
Feel threatened.
yes. As
Even
long
if
as
you feel threatened.
Yes. If I feel threatened now,
I feel
ultimately,
threatened from,
if you
from
feel
you
threatened-
wearing those shades in front of me.
if
Doesn't
you
mean I
feel
hate you.
threatened now, you could pick up anything here and use that to neutralize the threat.
Oh, to neutralize.
As long as you can
Okay.
demonstrate you felt threatened or in danger.
So
That's-
no striking.
But that's going to be a
neutralize.
bit difficult to demonstrate a woman. You feel threatened from a
Let's
woman,
let's
bro.
okay. Let's give our own opinions, right?
My
Like-
opinion, all right, fine. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, bro.
What, self-defense?
If she hits me, I'm hitting her back. But she has to throw the same hit. First hit.
So for me, I think I'm more on your boat. Like if she hits, I'm gonna want to contain her, right?
Yeah, just
but,
subdue her.
Containing is normal.
but I have to say, I can't be blamed for natural reflexes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a bus stop a few years ago, and this woman with her boyfriend standing there, just regular white people, and out of nowhere, I don't know what drugs she took that night, I don't know how much alcohol she had, but out of nowhere, she just turned around and slapped me in the face.
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just. Oh,
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did
Larry!
Yeah,
You-
that's mad.
She slapped me in the face out
Really?
of nowhere.
How do you react?
Wallahi,
Shock.
instinct, I slapped her back.
Okay.
And she fell on the floor, and I was like, crap, it's on.
What? And a man came.
The boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, flipping hell, what did I just do? And I'm like,
Did you do that at the time as well?
I genuinely went.
you just
I just no. I s- like
You're looking at the boyfriend and going,
no.
crap.
Like she slapped me, and I just kind of like went
bit of
boom, boom, and then
man, yeah.
after I hit, I was like,
You just lost
what
it,
did
yeah.
I just do? And then she fell and was crying, and then I could see him looking at me, and I was like, crap, here we go.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
You apologise.
He
Yeah,
apologized.
yeah.
After hitting her.
He's probably thinking you've done me a favour. bro.
He apologized, bro.
You know
for
what? It also depends on the
We
relationship.
went and had the coffee later on, and we're best friends now.
Look, I'll go with your analogy. I think if
I'm
you're in that
joking, though, we
scenario,
haven't-
if
yeah.
you're in that scenario, and it might happen instinctively, that would be my answer as well. If you
Yeah.
get caught in the moment, You might
But that's why never ever hit them. I genuinely, I wouldn't say eye for an eye because
Yeah.
your eye is much stronger than their eye.
No, an eye for an eye, but dependent on the relationship. There's more to say on this. Hold on.
You're in
No,
public.
you won't do it to your mum. If your mum slaps you,
Say
you're
in
never slapping.
public, man. You're in public.
Oh, so you're not talking about your wife, your mother, your sister. You're talking about random girl on the road just hitting you.
Yeah, let's not talk about family. Yeah, that
Brother,
was.
a random
I don't
girl
think
on the
that-
road hits me. I'm
Shanika
hitting her back
slaps you,
and I'm
bro.
robbing her. Right?
Yeah, safe, man. It's all coming.
So let me
out
get this
today,
straight.
bro.
Shanika slaps you, and then you hit her back, and you rob her.
I'll take her phone off her as well, bro. Just because she had the audacity to hit me in public.
Safe.
Yeah, it's deep,
Safe
man.
for the
Deep,
sake
man.
for the sake of your image. Please say you're joking.
I'm joking. Go on.
Say, man, you're a deep brother, man. You got issues, man.
We need to clip that out.
What
innit?
issues there, bro?
Guys, we've run out of time. There was one more question, but I think
I think we're done now,
that was a lot of fun. That was cool. Farouk, thanks for joining again, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
You're
you guys
you're
having
a
me,
part-time panel member here.
man.
Appreciate that, man. And guys, as usual, where's my camera? Find Farouk on Disqualified Dads. Follow his journey. Follow what he
Hype,
does.
bro, coming
Follow his self-development. Yeah, the thing that Safe hates.
What is growth?
What is growth? Safe, you are grown and you don't even know it.
Alhamdulillah, bro. I don't need to always put a tally chart on it, bro.
No, yeah, okay. I think it's just definitions, right? But anyway, guys, we've been AAA Talks. I've been Muaz.
Safe.
Farouk.
Peace out. Assalamu alaikum.